Hi, so you're interested in Flabbergasted and are wondering what it's all about? Do you like British shows that show off that quick, sardonic wit, like Faulty Towers, Monty Python, or even those classic panel shows like Would I Lie to You or QI?
I like pens.
Great, this is right up your alley. Or maybe you just want to have a fun time without worrying about your character being killed. Or maybe you want to navigate through social situations in a way where the fumbling creates fun for you while the consequences stay with the characters in game. Flabbergasted is one of my favorite TTRPGs to play and to run. The ultimate form of escapism as you zoom away from the problems of today and into the societal issues of the 1920s. Without all the icky prejudice, of course. But why do you specifically want to play Flabbergasted? As perhaps an experienced D&D warrior, a seasoned survivor of Alien, what can you learn from playing a game like Flabbergasted? Solving problems without destroying the enemy. Sure, in any game you can think of and execute plans that solve issues without combat. However, there's a bit of a learning curve. You usually have to come up with something beyond your character's natural abilities, and then your GM has to figure out how to handle it, what to make you roll, how to make it fair. But Flabbergasted doesn't have combat. Sure, you might get into a little scuffle here and there, but largely you gotta deal with problems from other angles. Maybe you sow rumors to get the council to vote against your rival. Maybe you offer just the right medicinal cure for someone's hangover, and that gives them just enough of a reason to help you instead of your enemy. Flabbergasted, in doing away with combat, gives you the tools to solve and create problems without having to raise a sword or blast a fireball. But how does it help? Does it just give you the pressure of having to think of new solutions? No, it gives you the tools. Sure, you can do something that's more ambiguous, that requires a roll of the dice, akin to a skill check or ability check in another system. But that's what you'd expect, right? Flabbergasted gives you the tools to solve the problems in the form of scene cues. When you build a character, you choose 4 of these, and you can get more as you go. Scene cues are essentially a free pass for an obstacle, if it fits. For example, let's say that the gravy boat of the Duke has been stolen. Your team suspects that it's in this very castle, maybe in some secret dungeon. The lord of this castle isn't giving it up, but welcomes you to explore with a smug grin. The staff character has a scene cue called "This way, please." Your years of employment in everything from grand manors to large department stores means you can accurately intuit the layout of a building, including the rooms that many would rather keep a secret. So by using this scene cue, your character would be able to tell that this layout doesn't quite make sense. There seems to be a big empty space that's unaccounted for. Maybe there's a secret switch, like a book that needs to be pulled in just the right way. And voila, the wall opens up and you see a secret set of stairs leading down. Now the scene cue doesn't solve the entire quest for you, but it does help on finishing the objective, as long as you and the director figure out a way to make the scene cue work in the story. And I think that's why I love Flabbergasted so much. Each of these scene cues, you don't get to use them infinitely. You get each one once per session or per arc, depending on how you're running it. So you pick the moment in which you unleash your potentially very specific tool to push you further along your objective. The more I played Flabbergasted, the more I realized that these sorts of solutions could easily translate to other games. Though those systems might not have a you pass through this obstacle automatically sort of mechanic, it helps you develop those muscles to think of ways through obstacles, ways that make sense for your type of character, a skill that has proven invaluable in every game I've played. Another example, the Aristocrat has the cue, the perfect host. You've planned and organized many galas, fetes, and dinners. You know which vendor will help you in a pinch, and are certain there's no item you cannot source. That makes perfect sense. If you're great at party planning, of course you'd be in good graces with caterers, suppliers, entertainers, and the like. In Flabbergasted, this might solve a problem for you. In any other game? Well, let's say you chose a background with nobility. Maybe you can introduce the idea in your backstory that you hosted a lot of parties, for one reason or another. And maybe you can bring it up and ask the GM if you might happen to know a merchant that might sell the item you need right now, or maybe someone who knows someone who might sell that item. The game's scene cues give you so much narrative power in the game, but also teach you how to draw from your character's background to solve problems in other games. And that's one of the reasons why I love the game Flabbergasted so much. There are so many other reasons, but if you want to hear more, leave a comment. I also have a little playlist in the description that has all my actual plays of the game so far. Honestly, I'm just in love with the system. If you want more material like this, please let me know. Please drop a like, subscribe if you like this, and until next time, wherever you are, whenever it happens to be, I hope y'all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. And until next time, stay safe and take care.